Let's start off by talking about your daily routine. Tell me about your daily routine.
Okay, well, I wake up around 8 a.m. Every morning it's like clockwork. And I brush my teeth, I wash my face, breakfast, and then I get in my car and I drive to work. And yeah, that's basically it. I come back home and fix myself up some dinner and watch some Netflix. Very average, mundane.
How has your daily routine changed since you were a child?
Not much, except I go to work now instead of school. But I get a lot of free time over the weekends, so I get to do the things I like to do, such as meditation and writing. I love journaling. I'd love to put out some novels one day. I always thought that I would retire to the countryside in my old age with my animals and write books. So yeah, so writing, yoga. What else do I do on the weekends? Oh, I want to try horse riding as well.
Is your daily routine different at the weekend compared to during the week?
Yes, 100%. So the weekdays are for work, mainly being productive, paying the bills, and the weekends I get to do whatever I want to do. So I really treasure and enjoy my weekends.
Let's talk now about dreams. Do you dream much at night?
I do dream sometimes, but not very often. And when I do dream, I don't tend to remember my dreams.
Do you think we can learn anything from dreams?
I think so. I think there's lots of repressed emotions and stress that come out during our dreams that perhaps we haven't addressed in real life. So yes, I believe we can learn quite a lot. And I suppose some people can even, predict the future through dreams or images that they see. I'm kind of on the fence about that. I don't know, but it seems credible.
Now let's talk about email. What kind of emails do you receive about your work?
I receive a lot of emails from my higher-ups, so my manager, people from other departments as well, usually following up for things or scheduling meetings, just a lot of work that needs to be done and reminders to please do this work. So,
do you normally reply to emails as soon as you receive them?
Oh, no. I don't, because I feel like there's no point in replying if the work hasn't been done. So let's say we're supposed to schedule a meeting and something needs to be done. I'd much prefer to get that thing done and then respond by saying, okay, here it is. Here's the file that you requested or that you asked for. And instead of, a random sort of, hello, well received, thank you.
Are you happy to receive emails that are advertising things?
No, I don't think anyone would be. Unless it's for a brand that I follow or that I like, unless they're having a sale. In that case, I'd be more than happy to receive their emails.
Now let's talk about exercise. How often do you exercise?
Not as often as I would like. I find the gym to be quite tedious and boring. I prefer doing classes, but then to get myself to the class and sit through traffic, coming back. So I would love to work out a bit more frequently. And I tend to like slower exercises, such as yoga or swimming, something where I don't really have to break a sweat, which is not very realistic, but yeah.
What do you think is the best exercise to keep fit?
I've tried Pilates. I think it's really good for toning the body and the muscles. And you see a big difference. It might not burn as many calories, but you do see a huge difference in your silhouette. So,
have the types of exercise people like to do changed since you were a child?
I would say not really the types of exercises that people do. I would say they just don't exercise as much. Perhaps it's gone from cycling and tennis to dancing on TikTok. I think that would be the main difference, if I'm really honest. Describe a time when you enjoyed visiting a family member or friends. I went back to Taiwan last month and I stayed for about 3 weeks. I was visiting friends and family. But I don't really have much family in Taiwan, just my mum. So I've noticed that, in life, when you don't have a lot of family, the universe brings you friends. And it might sound a bit cliche, but friends really are the family that, you've chosen. And so I've now moved away from Taiwan, but when I was there, made a lot of very, very good, I think, lifelong friends who I go back and visit periodically. I visited Shirley. I've been friends with her since I was 15. So that's about 15 years now. So you can guess my age. Tiffany, I've known her since I was 18. Cyril, Eva. So I visited these friends in particular. We just pretty much, not to sound boring, we just hung out and talked a lot, caught up a lot on life, what's been happening, who are you dating, are you happy? So there was a lot of that over wine or tea. And I also went and visited Cyril's new restaurant. And he's been doing really, really well for himself. I'm very happy about that. We went and visited Jackie and found out that he was actually also back in Taiwan for his wedding. So we went to his wedding, had a bit too much whiskey, but that's okay. We won't repeat that experience. It was fun in general. It was a lot of fun. It was lovely to see Tiffany and Eva because they both had babies during the past 1 or 2 years. And it was lovely to see them, yeah.
So we've been talking about people that you visited, and we're going to continue to talk about family. When do families celebrate together in your country?
Chinese New Year, that's a big one. The Mid-Autumn Festival, that's also a big one. Any celebration really is an excuse for the family to get together, which can be a bit stressful at times because we all know how we feel about our families. We love them, but it's sort of a love-hate relationship because they can get on our nerves sometimes, but oh well.
Why is it that some people might not enjoy attending family gatherings?
I think because, relatives especially get it in their heads that they're family, and so they think they can ask any questions. When are you going to get married? That's a big one. When are you going to have a baby? Why are you wasting your time? So that can be a bit stressful because the whole point of, being on vacation, because now to see my family, I have to go on vacation and go back to my country to see them, is to relax, not to get stressed out. So I think a lot of people have the same experience.
Now let's talk about everyday life in families. Do you think it is a good thing for parents to help their children with their homework?
Yes, I think it's a very good thing. I think it's important to have your mum or your dad present in your childhood. It's very good for mental health, so you don't need to see a therapist when you grow up.
How important do you think it is for families to eat dinner together?
Oh, very, very, very important. It's important to feel that connection because you could be people living in the same house. If you don't communicate regularly, interact regularly, what's the point of having a family? What's the point of having, your parents around then if they're not going to be parents?
Do you believe that everyone in a family should share chores?
Yes, I think so. I think that's very important. However, let's say if dad is out working most of the week, then maybe he doesn't need to do as many chores. I know it might sound a bit sexist, but it's really about, distributing work evenly.